Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's absolutely crucial for anyone involved in academic writing: in-text citations. You might be wondering, why are these little notes in our paper so important? Well, the purpose of in-text citations is twofold. First, they give credit where credit is due. Whenever you use someone else's ideas, words, or research, it's essential to acknowledge their hard work by citing them properly. This is not only shows respect for their contribution but also strengthens the credibility of your own work. Second, in-text citations help your readers. They provide a clear roadmap to the original source material, allowing readers to give deeper into the topic if they wish. Imagine you're reading a great point in a paper and you want to learn more. Those citations are your gateway to that deeper understanding. Plus, this is a super important: using in-text citations correctly helps you avoid plagiarism, which is a serious academic offense. Plagiarism isn't just about copying someone's exact words, it's also about using their ideas without giving them proper credit. So mastering in-text citations is not just about following rules. It's about maintaining integrity in your academic and professional work. In this video, I'm going to guide you through the basics of APA 7th edition in-text citations, show you some examples, and explain how to use them effectively. Let's get started. Now that we've covered why in-text citations are so important, let's get into the basic principles of APA 7th edition in-text citations. One of the key features of APA styles is its author date citation system. This means that when you're citing a source, you'll include the author's last name and the year of publication in your text. For example, if you're citing a study by Valentino from 2024, your citation would look like this. This simple format does a couple of important things. First, it lets your readers immediately see who provided the information. Second, it shows how current the information is, which is really important in fields where research evolves quickly. APA style also covers two ways to incorporate these citations in your writing: narrative citations and parenthetical citations. Narrative citations: here the author's name becomes part of your sentence. For instance, you might write, according to Valentino, 2024, the results were conclusive. Notice how the year of publication follows the author's name, making it easy for the reader to spot the citations without interrupting the flow of the sentence. The parenthetical citations. In this case, the citation appears at the end of the sentence and closed in parentheses. An example would be, the results were conclusive by Valentino 2024. This is a bit more unobtrusive and keeps the focus on the information you're presenting rather than the citation. Both of these methods are correct, and which one you can use can depend on how you want to emphasize the information in your writing. Sometimes you'll want to highlight the author, and the other times you'll want to keep the focus on the findings or ideas themselves. Understanding these basic principles is the foundation for mastering APA citations, and it makes your writing clearer and more professional. Up next, we'll talk about to handle citations when you're working with multiple authors. Let's talk about how to cite sources when there are two authors. In APA 7th edition, the process is straightforward and simple. When citing a work by two authors, you list both authors' last names and use an ampersand between them when the citation is in parentheses. For example, if you're citing a study by Valentino and Baccani from 2024, your citation would look like this. If you're mentioning the authors as part of your sentence, you would use the word "and" instead of the ampersand. For instance, you might say Valentino and Bacani 2024 found that. Here's why this format is helpful. For its clarity, by listing both authors, you give proper credit to all contributors. For its consistency, the ampersand is used in parenthetical citations, while and is used in the text, keeping your writer clear and consistent. This simple rule applies anytime you're working with a source that has exactly two authors. It ensures that both authors are acknowledged and it's easy for your readers to follow. Next, we'll move on to what to do when there are three or more authors in a source. When you're dealing with sources that have three or more authors, APA 7th edition has a simple and convenient way to cite them. Instead of listing all the authors' names, which can get pretty lengthy, you just use the first author's last name followed by et al. This is a Latin abbreviation that means and others. For example, if you're citing a study by Valentino and several co-authors from 2024, your citation would look like this. Using et al. Keeps your citation neat and manageable, especially when you're working with sources that have a long list of contributors. It's important to note that you use et al. Both in the text of your paper and in the parenthetical citation. So whether you're saving Valentino et al. Found in a narrative citation, or you're putting it at the end of a sentence like the study found significant results by Valentino et al. 2024, the format stays the same. This approach not only saves space but also keeps the focus on the content of your writing rather than lengthy details of the citations. Just make sure you're consistent with this format throughout your paper. Next, we'll move on to how to cite sources when no author is listed. Let's talk about how to cite specific parts of a source when you're using direct quotations in your writing. In APA 7th edition, the way you cite a short quotation, which is any quote that's less than 40 words long, is straightforward. Here's how it works. You'll include the quotation within your sentence and at the end, you'll place in the text with the author's last name, the year of publication, and the page number where the quote can be found. For example, if you're quoting a study by Valentino from 2024, your citation would look like this. The study found significant results by Valentino 2024, page 23. Let's break that down. For quotation marks, you'll enclose the quoted text in quotation marks to indicate that these are the exact words from the source. For the author's last name, this tells your readers who originally wrote or said those words. For the year of publication, this shows how recent the source is. For the page number, including the page number like page 23 in this example directs your readers to the exact spot where they can find the quote in the source. Using this format is essential because it makes it easy for your readers to find the specific passage you're referencing. Plus, it helps you avoid plagiarism by clearly showing that these aren't your own words. Now, let's dive into how to handle long quotations in APA 7th edition. Long quotations are those that are more than 40 words long. Then, they're treated a bit differently than shorter quotes. Instead of keeping the quotation within your paragraph, you'll need to format it as a freestanding block of text. Here's how you do it. First, start on a new line. Begin a block quote on a new line, separate from the rest of your text. Second, indent the entire block. Indent the entire quotation about half an inch from the left margin. This indentation shows that the text is a quote, so there's no need for quotation marks around it. Third, maintain double spacing. Just like the rest of your paper, a block quote should be double spaced. Fourth, include the citation at the end. After the black quote, place the citation in parentheses with the author's last name, the year of publication, and the page number. For example, if you're quoting a study by Valentino from 2024, your citation might look like this. Valentino, 2024, found that the study revealed a significant correlation between the variables, suggesting a strong relationship between the factors analyzed. The results were consistent across various demographics on page 23. Notice that the page appears after the final punctuation mark in the quote. This is a standard way to format block quotes in APA style. Using a block quotes is a great way to include important passage in your writing without interrupting the flow of your text. Just remember, because block quotes take up more space, they should be sparingly and only when you really need to highlight a substantial piece of text. Finally, let's talk about paraphrasing, which is another important way to incorporate information from the sources in your writing. Paraphrasing involves taking the ideas or findings from a source and putting them into your own words, while still giving credit to the original author. In APA 7th edition, when you paraphrase, you don't need to use quotation marks since you're not using the author's exact words. However, you do still need to cite the source to show where the idea came from. For example, if you're paraphrasing a study by Valentino from 2024, you might write something like this. Valentino 2024 noted that the study's results were significant across different demographics. Here's what's happening in this example. For the author's name, by including Valentino's name, you are giving credit to the original researcher. For the year of publication, the year 2024 in this case shows when the study was published. Paraphrase content, you rephrase the original information in your own words, which demonstrates your understanding of the material and how it relates to your work. One thing to keep in mind when paraphrasing is that it's not just about swapping out a few words. You need to fully rephrase the idea while retaining the original meaning. It's also a good practice, true, not required to include a page number when paraphrasing, especially if the idea is specific to a certain part of the text. Let's go over how to cite multiple works in one parenthesis using APA 7th edition. There are times when you want to back up your point with evidence from several different sources. Instead of citing each one separately, you can combine them into a single parenthetical citation. Here's how you do it. Arrange the citations alphabetically by the author's last name and separate each citation with a semicolon. This keeps your writing neat and organized while still giving credit to all the sources you've used. For example, if you're citing studies by Bacani, de Guzman, and Valentino, your citation would look like this. Notice how the citations are in alphabetical order. Bacani, de Guzman, and Valentino, regardless of the year of publication. This alphabetical order is crucial in APA style because it helps your readers quickly find the corresponding entries in your reference list. This format is especially useful when you're making a point that's supported by a body of research rather than a single source. It keeps your writing concise and ensures that you're properly acknowledging all the relevant work. Next, I'll share some final tips to help you master APA in text citations. Now, let's talk about what to do when you need to cite multiple works by the same author that were published in the same year. This can happen more than you think, especially with prolific authors who publish frequently on similar topics. In APA 7th edition, the trick to handling this situation is to add a lowercase letter after the year of publication. So, for example, if you're citing two studies by Valentino that were both published in 2024, your citation would look like this. These letters aren't just random. They're assigned based on the order the works appear in your reference list. The first source you list will get an A. The second will get a B, and so on. Repeated Valentino 2020 over and over again without clarifying which study you're referring to. So by adding that little letter, you're making sure your citations are crystal clear, which ultimately helps your readers follow along with your arguments and locate the exact sources you've used. Next up, we'll explore how to cite sources when there's no author listed. Next up, let's talk about how to handle sources when there's no author. This can sometimes happen with the things like reports, articles, or web pages where the specific author isn't identified. In APA 7th edition, you can still cite them sources correctly by using the title of the work in place of the author's name. Here's how to do it. Use the title of the work in your citation. If the title is too long, you can shorten it to the first few words. Then include the year of publication just like you would with any other citation. For example, if you're citing a report entitled Climate Change from 2020, your citation would look like this. A couple of things to remember. Quotation marks for titles of articles, chapters, or web pages, use quotation marks around the title. For books or reports, italize the title. Shorten titles. If the title is very long, shorten it to the first few words, but make sure it's still clear and recognizable. Using this format helps your readers how exactly where to find the information even where there isn't a specific author to cite. It's important skill to have because it ensures that all sources are properly credited, regardless of the author's presence. In our next section, we will go over how to cite sources when you're using someone else's ideas or quotes within your text. Finally, let's cover how to cite secondary sources. That is, when you're referencing information that was cited in another work. This often happens when you come across a piece of research that references another study and you want to mention it in your own work. In APA 7th edition, the format for citing secondary sources is a bit different from the usual process. Here's what you need to do. First, mention the original source in the text. Start by naming the original author or source in your sentence. Second, cite the secondary source in parentheses. After mentioning the original source, cite the secondary source, the one you actually read, in parentheses. For example, if Valentino's study is cited in a paper by Bacani and you're referencing Valentino's findings, your citation would look like this. Here's what this does. For the original source mentioned, you give credit to the original author whose work you're discussing, which helps acknowledge their contribution. Secondary source cited, you can also cite the work you actually access, which is important because it's the source you're directly consulting. Remember, it's always best to go to the original source if you can. However, if you're able to access the secondary source, this method ensures that you're still properly crediting the original researcher. That's wrap up our discussion on APA in-text citations. I hope this guide helps you feel more confident in your academic writing. If you have any questions or need further clarification, drop a comment below.